Marry Joshua Evincentian. Together work smartly throughout the Caribbean. Build political parties, organize trade unions. Door to door, she led the campaign.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
We are back with more talk time here on Activated Mornings with Roleza and Dianna. And right now we are going to have our commentary from Kingsley, who is already here. Good morning to you, Kingsley.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good morning to Miss Anna. I'm really enjoying you guys this morning, and I was wondering if the marathon that you took out as the leading host this morning is a paid advertisement or just some big passion of the heart. Is it a paid advertisement? Because I want to be careful what I say on my
Nah, it's not.
It's not? Okay, all right. Well, here, when I was younger, right, I was told about emancipation, and I grew up understanding that it's the first day of August. And somewhere along the line, to make the festivity more attractive, they call it August Monday, right? But I get the impression it is always Emancipation Day. And I wonder if I should it is become political, because I heard our Prime Minister saying in the last session of Parliament that his administration did more to make sure that the Emancipation Day is what it was. I listened to the potential Prime Minister, Dr. Friday, saying that he's caught between a rock and a hard place, and he's going to abstain from voting for the bill which was presented. I get the impression that the leader of Simulation again, Israel Gonsalves, is the one who penned the bill and moved the bill. So he understands it quite clearly. But I did not support that process in Parliament. I am standing with the leader of the opposition on this one. And I was listening to the Prime Minister Israel, and he was asked a question. If it is possible for him to detail the immediate cost of this cricket festival / Emancipation Day celebration. And the Prime Minister said that is going to cost approximately $750,000 US. Hello, that's a lot of money, right? So I want to point the attention to the Girls High School, Thomas Summers Secondary School, the Boys Grammar School. When you were young, you and Miss Samuel, our passion was to do common entrance and pass to go to grammar school, the Boys High School in Prevention for young men. Today, those two infrastructure are limbering, waiting on monies to be repaired. But our Prime Minister could find $750,000 US to spend on a cricket / Emancipation Day festival. And I listened to you carefully, and I was watching you guys on Facebook, and Dianna, I look at you and I say, you're making an impression for persons to go. And I was wondering if you're making that impression. Yeah, I was wondering if you're making that impression because you are at WEFM and you are be mindful that the Jews I told you so people are watching and listening to see that you are genuine. But I tell you something, if I was listening and I was not going there, I would have eventually go become Miss Samuel, say, take some time off to go and be outside and we go enjoy yourself. But I want Vincent to understand that $750,000 US is not a small change, you know. It's a nice piece of change. And we have to understand where that money is going and who is going to get most of that money. And the cost for going to the place, $10 EC, as the standard say. The children are free. Well, I only had one child, but those people who got 15 and 16 children, and I make sure go with what they say the food might be the problem. But here what I know. I'm really, really bothered about this amount of money that the Prime Minister could just find to deal with these issues, and it's have institutions and siblings and the grannies who need help. And the Prime Minister will just brush that aside just to provide his own needs so that he's having a Emancipation Cricket Festival honoring some people who already had their honor via the West Indies Cricket Board. So is it a waste of money? Is it something just to play politics with to get at Dr. Kishore Shallow? If I want Dr. Kishore Shallow and the NDP, I heard the Minister of Tourism saying that Senator John showed interest to go to that festival. I wonder if she's really serious. Because her party didn't vote. They say they're between a rock and a hard place, but she's suggesting, according to the Minister of Tourism, that she's interested in going. If I were the members of the NDP, I would not have attended that because of the politics. Because, let's say it, we live in a 2x4 country, and what we see taking place is politics. Dr. Kishore Shallow is going to obsess Ralph Gonsalves and be Carlos James, and Ralph is making sure that he's putting everything in place to give that assistance to Carlos James. So I'm now convinced when Jomo Thomas said, if Ralph Gonsalves wanted him to win the South, we would see that everyone he'd have win. Because when you go spend $750,000 US to have a cricket festival to compare the Minister of Tourism, Carlos, one vote winner, is it really worth it? Anyhow, I am going to take my leave of absence, and then tomorrow is a holiday, and I don't have to call tomorrow. So I make sure I make the special effort to pay attention to all you. And I'll have a wonderful day, and I'll see you right here next week Monday, okay?
All right. Have a good one, Kingsley.
All right, that was our commentary from Kingsley DeFreitas there. He spoke about the cricket festival, and the money being spent on the cricket festival. Now, he was talking about our little promotion sort of that we were doing before. Well, as Roleza said, Kingsley, she doesn't like to see money wasted. So if the money has already been spent in preparation, I mean, people have already come into the country, so the flights have been, money has been spent on flights, money on accommodation, food and all of that. So we may as well go out and, just show some support to the event some way. Yeah, if you are.
The other thing that I would also say to that is that I am not going to gauge turnout. If there's a high turnout, I'm not going to use that as a gauge for anything. All right. Mm-hmm. And I'll leave it there. Right. I would not use that as a gauge for anything because, as I said, Tupan knock and Vince Caesar's reach outside. Right. So
you ain't gonna use it.
No, I won't use it. And persons who are going to think objectively are not going to buy in to what might be, how's the best phrase this? What might be spun to state support, right? Clapping my hands, right? How it might be spun in the end, but yeah, because as I said before, cartel come, place full up, that's insane. Anything at all, right? We have a call. Hi, Joshua. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
You're mocking me?
When I cry, you all out a laugh after me when we talk.
Me don't know what you're talking about.
Mm. Now, I must agree with Kingsley on this one. And again, I want to remind folks that I have neither friend nor foe. So when somebody says something, if I agree with it, I would applaud it. If I don't agree, I would disagree. That doesn't mean I love or hate that person. Okay? The opposition, and I don't care who want to come at me, the opposition need to speak with one voice. How could they be trusted to take leadership in government? Now, whatever the prime minister, whatever decision he made in relation to these cricketers, that's up to them. But the opposition must speak with one voice. If they decline from voting, why then would one of the senators come out publicly and support this event? So, Kingsley, I agree with you on this morning. And Dr. Friday, you need to take control of your party. Speak with one voice, wrong or right. Like some people would say, I even said this a lot. My father was Labour, my mother was Labour, my grandfather, and I would be Labour till I'm dead. If you speaking on an issue, stand as one, and do not confuse the populace. Because how could we trust you if you keep backpedaling and changing, chopping and changing? Come on, man, make up your mind what you want to do. And before I miss the point, I would like to take this opportunity to wish my granddaughter Alexis a happy birthday. She lives in Diamond, where the drive-in cinema used to be. Somewhere that you guys probably don't even know about the drive-in cinema.
Dianna and I had the same facial expression on the live. All right, go ahead, Joshua.
Yes. Oh, yes. There used to be a drive-in cinema in St. Vincent, and that is where you went if you wanted to cheat on your girlfriend. That's where you went. So, Alexis, greetings from Grandma and your Uncle Tristan. They have not yet met you. I've met you several times, but they're looking forward to meeting you sometime. Have a wonderful day, Alexis, and continue to be the positive young lady that you are. And Anita, you could hit me up any day because we have a 2-day holiday, by the way, in Bermuda, and it's all cricket, lovely cricket. And tomorrow we celebrate Emancipation Day.
All right.
Have a great day, guys.
All right, take care, Joshua.
All right, then.
So yeah, let me just add my voice to something. All right, I see Jeff calling. I would give my voice opinion on something. Hi, Jeff. Morning.
Morning. I just want to touch on Kingsley there about the cricket tournament. It might be political, whatever. If I was in St. Vincent, I would be at the game because I love cricket. I was at that game, the 1975 game. I was there live. I traveled over 100 miles just to be at that game. So I will celebrate that game. And all Kingsley talked about political with Dr. Kishore Shallow and Carlos at a one vote. I told him on the show, how could you say Carlos win by one vote? Carlos came from nowhere and knocked out Patel Matthews, who has been there for 10 years. So how you could talk about one vote? The man come from zero, from an underdog to knock out somebody who's been there for 10 years. So, and he's going to beat him. I told King on the show, if when election come and the prime minister go back into office, King should get off the radio because he has no influence on the political scene in St. Vincent and Grenadines. As much as he wants the government to be out and eating the food, he has no political influence and he should not be on the radio. And I will be the first one to call him and tell him of all these things he's putting out there about who's going to win and whatnot. I will be the first one to call him and tell him that. But St. Vincent and Grenadines, you all have a good emancipation because I will celebrate up here too. I'll get some madongo and do what I have to do and celebrate St. Vincent and Grenadines. You all have a good day, yes? Because Claude Lloyd sponsored the team I used to play for in England. And I would have loved to be there to meet him. I've met Viv Richards personally, took pictures with him, and I've met the 1979 West Indies team. Because we hosted them for dinner in Leicester. So you all have a good day here and walk good.
All right. All right, let me have you. You want to say?
Nah, you go.
All right.
ahead.
So in response to Jeff with two things, the one vote part of it. Statistically, it is said that Carlos won by one vote, right? When you count the votes, and he won by one vote. So that is why he's called one vote Carlos, all right? Because he only happened to win based on that that one vote. The other point that you made with regards to Kingsley of him having no influence on the political scene, and his commentary doesn't reach anywhere. Is it necessarily the role of commentators? Because I could also see somebody possibly saying the same thing about Dianna and I. I mean, we don't go heavily in depth or constantly be talking about politics. But is it a case when we give our opinions on different topics, especially those related to politics, that we are expected to have an influence, or we're just sharing our opinion on issues? And if this is what, and to me, this is what Kingsley is doing, he's sharing his opinions on different subject matters. All right. So I'm not sure if it's a case where Kingsley's intention is to sway persons to vote for one side as opposed to another, or he is saying that for him, he would vote for one as opposed to another, you know. So I'm not sure in terms of the reliance on persons who do commentary in terms of thinking that their role is to sway persons to vote in one direction or the other. I don't know, right? Kingsley could probably come out and say that is his goal as a commentator. The other thing that I would speak on is that I am in agreement with something that Kingsley said. And I was looking at Dr. Friday's presentation in Parliament, where he stood and he spoke on the citizenship bill for the legends. And I too have to agree that I was disappointed with Dr. Friday's presentation, because for me, if you are taking a stand, put your foot down, right? Don't say that you're caught between a rock and a hard place. You're either for it or you are against it. While it is that I could understand where he was coming from, is that in that he did not want to make it seem as if he was against the legends. The point is that your party has taken a position. The others who came out and they spoke with conviction. They spoke with strength behind their voices as to why it is they were not in agreement with it. So, you know, listen, people, I like when people in positions of leadership, you take a decision, right? You are voting on something, you take a firm decision. Don't make it seem as if don't, right? Don't. That's just my thoughts with regards. So I was disappointed with that presentation in particular. So yeah.
All right. Well, it is now 8:02 and we have Cup Chat in just a few minutes.
Right.
So okay.
In the last commentary, in the previous commentary, I mentioned Idesha Ferdinand. It's Idesha Jackson. So morning, mommy, right? And good morning to Mr. Basco.
All right. So we are going to head out of this talk segment right now, as it's 8:02. If we have any more comments, questions, or anything as it relates to this particular topic, we're going to have to take it up at 9:20. So stay locked on to WEFM. We're heading out, and next time we come back in, we are going to have for you Traffic Talk.